I mean, this putt is unbelievable. Look at this freaking putt. Wow. Wow. Unbelievable. Caitlin Clark's got real talent, folks. Oh, there's the girls right there. What y'all drinking? What y'all young ladies drinking? Yeah, what's in the cups? Is it Sophie Cunningham hits a spectator and several other guys fall down as well. They all tried to fall down so they could get a squeeze from Sophie. So this is Lexi Hull right here. All right. And there we go. Yeah, that was the ball that was sputtering right down through there. Caitlin Clark's laughing.
That reaction you just heard, that's the sound of a basketball player breaking into a completely different world. And what happened next turned into something nobody saw coming. Because while everyone was focused on that incredible putt, Caitlin Clark just received an invitation that could pay her more from a single golf event than an entire WNBA season. We're talking about a legitimate $1 million opportunity that has people in both the basketball and golf worlds asking the same question. Is Caitlin Clark about to become the first athlete to build a genuine multi-sport empire while she's still playing professional basketball? Here's what you need to understand right now. This isn't about a cute celebrity golf tournament where athletes mess around for charity. The Annika Pro-Am where Caitlin just competed. That was an audition, and apparently she passed with flying colors because Bryson DeChambeau, one of the biggest names in professional golf, saw that viral putt and immediately extended an invitation to his own high-stakes golf event. The prize money, $1 million. The viewership, 16 million people watched his last event. And Caitlin Clark is now being courted to participate. If you believe there's a bigger story happening here than just a basketball player having fun on the golf course, hit that like button. Because what we're about to break down changes everything about how WNBA players can build their careers and their income. And trust me, the dots we're connecting here, they lead somewhere most people haven't even considered yet. Let's start with what actually happened at this Pro-Am tournament, because the surface-level story completely misses what's really going on. Caitlin showed up to the Annika event looking like a legitimate professional golfer. Full Nike gear, proper equipment, the whole setup. This wasn't someone throwing on casual clothes for a fun afternoon. This was someone who understood exactly what kind of opportunity she was stepping into. And her teammates, Sophie Cunningham and Lexi Hull, showed up as caddies, rocking their Indiana Fever gear, bringing their own brand of energy to the event. Now, on the surface, this looks like teammates supporting each other at a celebrity tournament. But watch what happens, because the contrast between Caitlin's approach and Sophie's approach reveals something fascinating about how these players are building completely different types of value. Caitlin walks onto that course with precision and preparation. She's been putting in real hours developing her golf game. This isn't a hobby she picked up last week. The evidence is in that putt. The form is there. The follow-through is there. The result speaks for itself. That ball tracking straight into the hole wasn't luck. That was skill that came from deliberate practice and coaching. Meanwhile, Sophie's bringing a completely different energy to this event, and what she's about to do is going to create one of the most chaotic viral moments of the entire tournament. But here's the thing. Both approaches work, both create value. They're just building different types of brands that lead to very different kinds of opportunities.
All right, Sophie Cunningham.
Not a terrible little practice swing, to be honest.
It's getting real.
Oh my God, this is so bad.
It's getting real. Hey, nobody.
Wednesday Pro-Am, here is Caitlin at the 10th. Yeah.
Looks like she was able to put into work a little bit of what Jamie was telling her release that.
We got Caitlin Clark walking down to the 18th hole. Wind blowing 14 miles an hour out of the north.
You can hear it in the commentary. Sophie's practice swing isn't terrible, but the energy is totally different from Caitlin's approach. And what happens next is going to show you exactly why these two players have such different strategies for everything they do. Because while Sophie's out here about to create content through chaos, Caitlin is operating on a different level entirely. She's showing up with the kind of preparation that makes professional golfers take notice. And that distinction, that's what opened the door to this million-dollar opportunity we're about to break down. But before we get to the chaos Sophie created and the invitation Caitlin received, you need to understand something crucial about the economics of women's basketball. The WNBA doesn't pay most players enough to live comfortably year-round in major cities. Even with Caitlin's rookie contract and endorsements, she's making a fraction of what male athletes with similar impact make. Her WNBA salary, $76,000 for her rookie season. Now add in her endorsements with Nike, Gatorade, and others. And yes, she's doing better than most WNBA players. But we're still talking about income that doesn't match her cultural impact. This is someone who broke every viewership record in women's college basketball. Someone who's driving attendance numbers in the WNBA to levels the league has never seen before. Someone whose jersey sales are outpacing established stars who've been in the league for a decade. So when an opportunity like this golf invitation comes along, with $1 million on the line and exposure to 16 million viewers, that's not just fun and games anymore. That's potentially life-changing income from a single event. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The golf world is actively trying to expand its audience and bring in younger viewers. They're looking for personalities who can bridge the gap between traditional golf fans and the social media generation. Caitlin Clark is literally the perfect person for that role. She's got the skill level to be taken seriously by golf fans. She's got the competitive drive to make any event she enters compelling to watch. And she's got the existing fan base to bring millions of eyeballs to any tournament she participates in. This is where many of you have been onto something that the mainstream sports media is still sleeping on. You've been saying for months that Caitlin's building something bigger than just a basketball career. You saw how she handled the pressure at Iowa. You watched how she adapted to the physicality of the WNBA as a rookie. And now you're watching her apply that same elite mentality to a completely different sport. Let's filter out the noise and look at what's actually happening here. Caitlin isn't taking a break during the WNBA offseason. She's capitalizing on momentum, she's staying in front of audiences, and most importantly, she's creating options for herself that extend way beyond her playing years in basketball. Because here's something most people don't talk about. Basketball destroys your body. Most WNBA players are done by their mid-30s. But golf? That's a sport you can play professionally into your 40s, 50s, even beyond at certain levels. So what Caitlin's doing right now, whether she's consciously thinking about it this way or not, is building an insurance policy for her future. She's creating a path that could extend her earning potential decades beyond when her basketball career ends. And the evidence that this strategy is working just landed in her lap in the form of that invitation from Bryson DeChambeau. Now here's where things get wild. Because while Caitlin's building this calculated, professional approach to her golf game, Sophie Cunningham is about to create the most talked about moment of the entire tournament. And honestly, what happens next is absolute comedy gold. Sophie steps up to take her shot. The commentators are already backing up. You can hear it in their voices. They know something chaotic is about to happen. And then, boom, she makes contact with the ball, throws her hands up like she just hit a home run, and the ball goes flying directly into the crowd. Multiple spectators go down. And here's where the debate starts in real time. Did she actually hit someone with that ball? Or are these guys just trying to get close to Sophie Cunningham by pretending they got hit? Because if you watch the footage closely, there's one guy who goes down like he just took a sniper shot. But then you see several other guys around him all suddenly dropping to the ground too. The commentators are dying, laughing. Someone yells, "Man down, man down." Sophie's asking if everyone's okay. And Caitlin Clark is standing there just cracking up at the whole situation. Because this is peak Sophie Cunningham energy right here, creating memorable moments through pure personality and unpredictable chaos. And you know what? That moment got millions of views. It spread across every social media platform. People who don't follow golf or basketball saw that clip and shared it with their friends. That's valuable too. That's Sophie building her brand through entertainment and personality. Different strategy than Caitlin's, but it works. Now here's what most people are missing while they're focused on that spectator moment. This entire event just demonstrated something massive about the current state of women's basketball and athlete marketability. You've got Caitlin Clark drawing crowds that rival actual LPGA professionals. You've got Sophie creating viral moments that spread organically across the internet. You've got Lexi Hall right there in the mix. All three of them building their personal brands in ways that previous generations of women's basketball players never could. The WNBA season just ended a few weeks ago, and these players aren't taking time off. They're not relaxing on a beach somewhere. They're strategically staying in front of audiences, creating content, building relationships in other industries, and setting themselves up for opportunities that extend way beyond basketball. And connecting the dots here reveals something huge. Because when Bryson DeChambeau saw that viral putt from Caitlin, he didn't just think, "Oh, that's cool, a basketball player who can golf." He saw someone with a massive built-in audience who could bring serious attention to his event. He saw someone with enough skill to be taken seriously by golf fans. And he saw an opportunity for a mutually beneficial relationship. So he extended that invitation to his golf tournament. $1 million prize pool, 16 million viewers on his last event, and Caitlin Clark is now being actively courted to participate. That's not a celebrity exhibition. That's a legitimate competitive opportunity with real money and real stakes. Drop a comment right now with your take on this. Do you think Caitlin should accept the invitation and compete in Bryson's golf tournament? Because I want to hear what you think about where this is all heading. And make sure you're subscribed, because we're tracking every development in this story as it unfolds. Let's talk about what this invitation really means. Bryson DeChambeau isn't doing Caitlin a favor here. This is a business decision. He's one of the smartest marketers in professional golf. He understands that bringing Caitlin Clark to his event isn't just about having a celebrity show up. It's about tapping into the fan base that she built during her record-breaking college career and her rookie season in the WNBA. Think about the numbers for a second. Caitlin Clark's final college game drew nearly 19 million viewers. That's more than most NBA playoff games. When she plays, people watch. And when she does something that goes viral, like that golf putt, the engagement is off the charts. So Bryson sees that, and he's thinking about what happens when you put someone with that kind of drawing power into a competitive golf event with real stakes. You're getting Caitlin's basketball fans who will tune in to watch her compete. You're getting golf fans who are curious about whether she can actually play at a higher level. You're getting the social media generation who love watching athletes cross over into different sports. That's a massive audience that suddenly has a reason to pay attention to an event they might have otherwise ignored. And here's the kicker. For Caitlin, this isn't just about the money, although $1 million would be a significant chunk of change compared to her WNBA salary. This is about building a multidimensional brand that gives her power and options that most basketball players never get. Reading between the lines here, you can see the strategy she's executing. She's not just a basketball player who happens to golf. She's becoming an athlete who excels at multiple things. And that distinction matters enormously when it comes to endorsements, media opportunities, and career longevity. Because sponsors don't just want athletes who are good at one sport. They want personalities who can reach audiences across multiple demographics. They want people who stay relevant year-round, not just during their sports season. And they want athletes who can create organic, viral moments that drive engagement without manufactured drama. Caitlin Clark checks every single one of those boxes, and this golf situation is proving it in real time. So, what happens next? Does she accept the invitation? Does she continue developing her golf game to the point where she could legitimately compete at even higher levels? Or does she use this moment as leverage to create opportunities we haven't even thought of yet? Whatever she decides, one thing is absolutely clear. We're watching the blueprint for how women athletes can maximize their value in this new era of sports media. We're watching someone refuse to be limited by the traditional boundaries of what a basketball player is supposed to do during the offseason. And we're watching doors open that previous generations of WNBA players never even knew existed. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed and hit that notification bell. Because this story is just getting started. We're going to be tracking every development with Caitlin's golf career, the response from the WNBA, and what other players might start doing to follow this blueprint she's creating. The next video is going to break down exactly how much money Caitlin could potentially make from golf compared to basketball, and those numbers are going to shock you. The game is changing. The question is whether everyone else can keep up. I'll see you in the next one.